optimism trails planned establishment of modular refineries in Niger Delta. Amidst rising ethnic tensions, presidential amnesty bus sues for peace, calls for unity amongst Nigerians. And American Civil Group partners amnesty program on mechanized farming techniques. Plus, tidbits and more. Hello there. It's good to have you here with me on Reintegration 30,000, a series that highlights key activities of the Presidential Amnesty Program that caters for indeed 30,000 ex-agitators from the Niger Delta region. I am Stella Inameti. This program attempts in many ways to educate, inform, and enlighten you on the perspectives which currently drive the reintegration component of the Presidential Amnesty Program. In other words, we strive to bring you analysis of the impact of the Amnesty Program using the experiences of those directly involved and affected, as well as that of the administrators of the program. Well, we certainly have our segments ready for viewing, and I am confident that the next couple of minutes would be delightful, just as it promises to be informative. Let's take you to a changed story. A major aspect of the Presidential Amnesty Program is its skills acquisition drive and its potential to mold delegates into being economically independent and responsible members of society. Today, we'll bring you the stories of two delegates whose lives are already changing, courtesy of the skills acquisition component of the Presidential Amnesty Program.
My name is Udwak Francis Akpan.
My name is Okon Anthony.
I want to say, first of all, I'm happy to be one of the trainees on this amnesty program, which is going on now in Anambra State.
This program gave me the ample opportunity for me to marry my theoretical knowledge with the practical knowledge of automobiles.
Yes, today I want to refresh our memory about how engine works. Yes. By the end of this video we see on the screen, I believe that before now we will be working in our various workshops.
All the systems here, I see them practically live, and they marry the theoretical aspect with the practical aspect here also, because they teach you in class, and then after teaching you in class, they bring you to the factory, and they show you all these processes, and you see them live, and you appreciate it.
Are you ready?
I'm also auto painting. You can see a lot of women are not also this. Welcome to Innocent Kira Academy. This is the painting section, and what we are doing now is taping. And this is one of my colleagues. Her name is Unwana, and this one is
Mr. Felix.
Mr. Felix.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be one of them.
This is the floor of the Hummer bus, where the body will be brought together. The left side and the right side will be brought together. So that is the section of it. Also, the same process taking place because we have different buses being assembled at the same time. We could have like 10 buses being assembled at the same time. So this is one section of it. This one another. Here are some of our colleagues working. So they are welding the body parts together. The Amnesty program has really helped me a lot because with this kind of knowledge gathered here, It can help you to establish a workshop on your own. It can help you to better your lives, because before now, you might just read engineering and you think engineering entails just theoretical knowledge. No. This practical knowledge will help you master in any field you feel in automobile. You can go into wheel alignment system. You could go into the engine maintenance system. You could go into the hydraulic system. So there are so many systems. Even the exhaust system alone is another big thing. Before now, I used to see the exhaust system as something very simple. But we now know the technology behind the exhaust system, what makes the car move the way it moves without giving a disturbing sound to disturb the environment. So it's a very awesome experience for me here.
Fine. Yeah, I can see you're working. Yes, thank you. I see. Yes. Keep up, right? This is right. Come wait. Yeah. You're working? Yes, I can see you. Good day. Yes. This is right.
Go walk.
Yes, work is going on. Work is going on. If you travel out of the country now, you see those Oyibo them.
Yeah.
Now them they do all these works them. But for Nigeria, we go feel say na stress, now we they do. So me as I did so, I don't sabi the work. And I want to thank our president. As he send us come this job, say me will do. Yeah, now one very thing. I will make money. I know go make money. I go make money well. Okay, Rafa now. I not see you the other day. What's happen? Eh? Rafa. Yeah, Rafa now they work a bit. I beg, give me five. I beg. Most of the things I have learned here, to me, if I was sitting down at home, I wouldn't have known what is going on. So I'm happy because I've been able to know what is going on doing with the cars and all that, the painting and the spraying, things like that. This place is called the spraying booth. It's primer. What they are doing now is primer.
This is the mechanical section, the whole of this part. This particular place now, where I work, this is the engine section. This is the highest bus engine, 2.4 liter engine. This one is the Hummer bus, 2.7 liter engine. Not everybody here studied engineering, but the beauty of it is that most of them who measured in different fields came here. They are beginning to enjoy the beauty of engineering. They see engineering life. So this is the gear selector for the manual gear. So the program alone has really impacted in the lives of people. You see, even ladies, they can paint. Some of them can spray. Some of them can weld.
You can become a manager of your own. You can own a company of your own. As I am now, I won't become Oga. Oga on top. Nobody say Oga on down, Oga on top. Now I won't be. So I'm happy to be here.
Tony and Udwak typify the resilience of Niger Delta Presidential Amnesty delegates to turn their lives around despite seeming odds. The training in automobile manufacturing technology provides that avenue, a springboard for these delegates to take on life's challenges in their quest to becoming economically independent and employers themselves. This week, automobile maintenance, repair, and manufacturing technology is our focus on Insight. The training in automobile technology is part of an education for employment initiative conceived by the Presidential Amnesty Office and some of its key partners for the youth of the Niger Delta. The training is particularly critical considering current efforts by the federal government to transfer and develop local expertise in car manufacturing, maintenance and repairs.
We initiated this process 2015, where we discovered the opportunity within the Nigerian local content. We went into partnership with Innocent Motors, one of the indigenous company in Nigeria that is into manufacturing of vehicles.
A first batch of 120 delegates was deployed for training at the Innocent Kiara Academy, Umudim, Nnewi, Anambra State in October 2015.
Very good. Now, what do we use it for? You have 3 minutes to stop.
The delegates distinguished themselves by the end of the training 9 months later in 2016, building a 32-seater bus from scratch to finish, which was later presented to President Muhammadu Buhari.
As I'm talking to you right now, there's also a second batch that is already in the training camp in Nnewi. Local content, as we all know, is looking inwards to what we have and see how we can develop it. The Ajakuta Steel Company, I'm aware that the federal government is working tirelessly under the President Muhammadu Buhari administration to revamp that area, which will make available raw material, raw steel, for the youth to be able to at least get the raw materials and go back to their work. As I'm talking to you, we are producing what they call the normal keke nape. From there, we are producing buses. Before this set will finish, they are going to do about another 2-seater bus with some cars to show what they can do for themselves.
Coming at a time when the federal government is keen on the Made in Nigeria project, the deployment of another 200 delegates into the training in automobile manufacturing technology is an attestation of confidence in local expertise to drive national development.
We've just seen the aspect of chassis assembly of the factory, and you saw the guys that just exhibited what they can do, unassisted by anybody. Okay, so you saw, as you saw in the chassis section, so it is all over the factory. Painting, small bus finishing, big bus finishing, mechanic workshop, welding workshop.
The program is train and absorbed. The absorbing means we are going to create employment opportunities for the boys within their local environment. And to see to that, the office has, based on the collaboration we went into with the office, we have moved ahead to discuss with the state governors of various states to give us some land where we want to establish some vehicle maintenance centers in various states in the south-south, which, as I'm talking to you, Bayelsa has queued in, Akwa Ibom has queued in, and Edo, my own state, has also queued in. And other states also in the Niger Delta Extraction are calling for it, and they are ready to see that the dream of having a restful Niger Delta that is devoid of violence and rancor and militancy is being achieved.
These delegates will clearly form the base of experts with requisite knowledge and competence to develop Nigeria's automotive industry.
The boys are guaranteed of employment, automatic employment, where we are building factories in Akwa Ibom and Bayelsa, where the boys will be gainfully employed. Now, the amount you spend for peace can never be overemphasized, because we need peace in the Niger Delta. We need to ensure that Niger Delta is sustained and remain a peaceful place for investors to come in and invest in the state. All this commendation goes to Mr. President for sustainability of the amnesty program, and also to the Brigadier General Paul Tiboro, which believe that the Niger Delta must be transformed.
I have joining me on Talking Point once again the Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta and Coordinator Presidential Amnesty Program, Brigadier General Paul Boro, retired. Welcome to the show. Last week, you did speak on some of the successes of the program. Let's go forward a bit and explore the prospects of how the program is impacting on social and economic life in the region. Would you say there are significant changes?
Yes, please, Stella. There are significant changes due to the impactation of the amnesty program in the entire Niger Delta region. Let me talk about the area in terms of human capacity development. As we speak, the Presidential Amnesty Program has empowered nothing less than 3,400 beneficiaries cutting across the region. In terms of educational capacity development, both onshore and offshore, talking of 2,000 beneficiaries for the program. In the area of aviation sector, we have about 54 pilots, 40 aircraft maintenance officers or crews. In the area of oil and gas, we have about 2,500 that have been trained in the area of oil and gas and maritime. In the area of power and energy, we're talking of nothing less than 30 beneficiaries who are skilled and ready to be engaged. But generally, we've trained at least 4,000 beneficiaries in the area of energy, oil, and gas. As we speak, we have 400 beneficiaries of the amnesty program whose capacity has been developed in automobile engineering. They on their own now can manufacture a vehicle, equipment to be used by the public.
How involved is the amnesty program and its delegates in the planned modular refinery project envisaged by the federal government as part of measures to involve people of the region in the oil business?
Thank you very much. This is one of the best questions that you can ask because it has to do again with job creation. And that is the focus of the strategic work plan of the Presidential Amnesty Program. We are focusing on job creation, human capacity development, and peace building. In the area of job creation through modular refineries and pipeline security or surveillance, the youth from the Niger Delta region who are from the oil-bearing communities will be engaged in this area. The modular refinery concept, now assuming a modular refinery can employ 50 beneficiaries or the ex-agitators and the youth from the region, we're looking at approximately establishing like 9 refineries across the Niger Delta region. If you calculate 50 times 9, which I'm sure to be more than that, you're talking of job creation for nothing less than 250,000 youths across the Niger Delta region. This is huge. And if we want to look at other areas of ancillary deployment in terms of job creation, at least 500, between 500 and 1,000 persons will be engaged at a go in the area of modular refinery as a way to creating jobs in the Niger Delta region.
Beyond oil, there is the issue of agriculture, which you spoke about in our last meeting. Are there perhaps new plans in the offing by your office for delegates wishing to be involved in the agri-business?
Yes, thank you very much. I must express very deep gratitude to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, who has from time talked about agriculture as a way, as an alternative to revamping the economy of Nigeria and to create massive job opportunities. And in the Presidential Amnesty Scheme, we're looking at agriculture as a way to create massive job opportunities for ex-agitators, whereby we'll come up with a scheme that is called the Presidential Amnesty Youth Agriculture Empowerment Scheme. This scheme will create nothing less than 80,000 new jobs in the entire Niger Delta region in a period of about 2 years, and about 1,600 additional jobs will be created, whereby in the entire area of the region will have people engaged in the area of agriculture. Then specifically, the Amnesty Office is looking at creating job opportunities for specialized pilots. We call them the air tractor pilots. They will be trained to fly aircraft that have the capacity to spread fertilizers in the entire Niger Delta region. There is a specialized field that is coming up. As we speak, the old Kaduna Airport is being given concession for this purpose. We have 20 beneficiaries of the amnesty program who have been deployed to learn this specialized skill of air tractor. Thank you very much.
Once again, it is a pleasure to have you join us on the show.
Thank you very much.
Brigadier General Paul Boro is the special advisor to the President on Niger Delta and coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Up next is PAP in a recap. The special advisor to the President on Niger Delta and coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Brigadier General Paul Boro, has called for de-escalation of tension among some ethnic groups in the country. General Boro made the call when the delegation of Arewa Youth Parliament and some ex-agitator leaders of the Niger Delta paid a courtesy visit to the Presidential Amnesty Office in Abuja. He was speaking against the backdrop of recent tension in some parts of the country, where eviction notices were allegedly issued to some Nigerians from a particular ethnic group. He enjoined Nigerians in general to desist from making statements capable of inciting people to violence and embrace peace rather than hate. General Boro maintained that Nigeria remains one indivisible entity and that all men of conscience must therefore work for the continued unity of this great nation. Meanwhile, the presidential aide and amnesty boss, Brigadier General Paul Boro, has implored traditional rulers to help sensitize their subjects on the importance of good neighborliness and the imperatives of peace and communal existence. General Boro made the plea when he visited the chairman of Bayelsa State Traditional Rulers Council, His Royal Majesty, the Amayanabo of Tombras, King Alfred Diete Spiff, at the council's secretariat in Yenagoa. General Boro explained that the plea becomes necessary as some Nigerians continue to stray, thereby negating our inherent penchant for being our neighbor's keeper. He lauded the traditional institution for its role in the preservation of the nation's heritage, insisting, however, that it still has more to do in ensuring peace in communities across the country. In another news, the Presidential Amnesty Office is stepping up activities to attract economic partnerships in the areas of tourism and hospitality. It was in light of this that the Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta and Coordinator Presidential Amnesty Program, Brigadier General Paul Boro, recently embarked on a tour of some sites in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. General Boro was accompanied on the tour by the State Commissioner for Tourism Development, Ibiere Irene Musa. The Amnesty Program Coordinator emphasized that the drive to ensure the reintegration of trained delegates of the program requires that opportunities are explored and, where viable, agreements reached for the possible engagement of delegates. And finally, Brigadier General Boro has called for increased national efforts to cut the current import bill on fish. General Boro made the call while speaking to journalists in Patani, Delta State, where some amnesty delegates are currently undergoing training in fish farming at a resource facility.
The country is spending so much money importing fish, and we, from this area, fish is naturally growing. What is wrong with us that we still continue to be importing fish? So what we are teaching you is to prevent this continuous importation of fish. Let us look inwards, grow our own so that we can be selling and have that money to ourselves instead of allowing the government to be importing fish here.
In a related development, the Presidential Amnesty Office has entered a partnership with American West African Agro, AWA, to train and empower amnesty delegates in mechanized farming. Delegates will be taught how to operate different types of high-tech farm machines. The move is in line with the presidential initiative on exploring available potentials in the sector to grow the national economy. it is a wrap. Hopefully, we will have more for you on the next episode of the program when we discuss and analyze other aspects of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Do remember to visit us on our social media platforms as we await your comments and contributions. Also remember that amnesty works. I am Stella Inameti.